right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host, Josh Taylor, switching it up on you on a Thursday night, but plenty to discuss. Pirates and Dodgers, the end of that three-game series was tonight. Pirates had a chance to sweep. They ended up losing tonight 11-7. Bailey Falter was on a nice little run there for about 10 straight starts, but that came to an end tonight. Even though he got some run support at some point, it just wasn't in the cards for the Pirates. They've got the Twins coming in this weekend. Steelers wrap up OTAs. Mandatory minicamp starts next week. Plus, they brought in a familiar face in Cam Sutton during the course of the week. We have a bunch of stuff to discuss, and to help me do that, my guest joins me from the 93.7 The Fan newsroom during the Fan 5-alarm marathon. Busy day for him. Chris Mueller, though, had time to join me. Chris, let's start with the Pirates tonight. It was a golden opportunity to sweep the team with the second best record in the National League. And, of course, it just seems strange in the same season. The Pirates take 2 out of 3 from the Braves. They take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. But this was a night where the magic for Bailey Falter just wasn't there.
Josh, I know that you're an advanced stats maven to some degree and that you probably peruse the baseball references and fan graphs of the world. And what I'm about to say is by no means a statement that I think is going to be long-term applicable with Bailey Falter. But it's something that people should always keep in mind if you're trying to make, say, the big three into the big four. The stat is fielding independent pitching, Josh. And that is what takes out of account balls in play. It's, do you keep walks to a minimum? Do you strike out lots of hitters? And do you limit home runs? Do you just do all those things well? Falter's always going to be a guy that when it's going well, he outpitches that stat because he doesn't strike out a ton of hitters. He doesn't have overpowering stuff. And while I think that can be very effective against a lot of lineups in baseball, he'll occasionally touch 96, 97. I shouldn't say he can't run it up there. He can. But he doesn't live up there.
Right.
And while you can get away with that against the dregs of the league, the Dodgers are the kind of team where you generally need a power arm or a location pitcher to be locating circa Tom Glavine 1991 to be really successful. And he just didn't do that. And you see what happens against that quality of a lineup when you're not locating or you can't throw 100 routinely.
Yeah, you're leaving them over the middle against guys like Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. You're going to have a long day. That is for certain. And 3 batters, it was 3-0 that fast. And it was, quick enough for them. But to the Pirates' credit, they clawed their way back into it. They tied the game up. And then sure enough, they get into the next time around, and Teoscar Hernandez hits a home run. That makes it 5-4. So just when Bailey Falter was back on even ground, he put himself behind the 8 ball again. Just a tough way to overcome that. But the Twins come in this weekend. And, Chris, we now see that this Pirates team is 12-11 since Paul Skeens was called up to the major leagues. But we see this team now, they're still in the periphery of the playoffs. They're 2 games out. And you're starting to ask yourself, what is missing for this team as far as them keeping themselves in it and what could be necessary or helpful to maybe push them ahead?
They need a bat, maybe 2. Their first base situation's still atrocious. That's the primary bat that they need. They need Henry Davis to hit like Nick Gonzalez has been hitting since Nick Gonzalez came up. I know he hit another 2-run bomb in this game. He's been an RBI machine. He looks like the guy they drafted. And then this game, I know it was about Bailey Falter getting roughed up early and pretty often, but the reason the Dodgers scored so many runs was because that Pirates middle relief was, again, just an atrocity. It just was not good. They have Holderman, who I really love as an 8th-inning guy. They have Bednar, who seems to be getting his confidence back after that really rough early season. So you feel pretty good about the 8th and 9th. Josh, I could throw a bunch of like Yahtzee dice into a cup, shake them up, and then throw them. And that's your average Aroldis Chapman outing. So I have no idea what I'm going to roll there with him. I have no idea if it's going to be Yahtzee or if he's going to be thrown at 106 to the backstop. So you need more bullpen guys. You need bullpen guys and you need a bat, preferably at first base and maybe somewhere else too. But they absolutely, with their starting pitching, can linger in this wild card race for the entire season.
412-575-2600. That's the number to call us, or you can shoot us a tweet over at Josh Taylor HD. Want to get your thoughts on the Pirates. When we come back, we'll take your tweets, we'll take your phone calls. Want to get into some Steelers OTAs talk as well. Cam Hayward reported, although there's some contract discussions there. Cam Sutton's now in-house. We'll get into all that and more. Stick around. Welcome back. Time for our GMC Sierra tweet of the night. Comes from Sarah Langs. O'Neal Cruz, and this is as a self-admitted shoe guy, but O'Neal Cruz paying tribute to the Dodgers for signing him as a teenager and his time with the Pirates now. That is a very interesting way to pay tribute out on the base paths. And by the way, he crushed one this evening in that game. Granted, it was, you could call it maybe the garbage time hours, and it was maybe a little bit late in the process, but O'Neal Cruz crushed another one too. But Chris, the thoughts on the special J's there with the tribute to the Dodgers and the Pirates?
It's very cool. I mean, I actually think it's cool that you acknowledge a team that did draft you, that you acknowledge the team that gave you the shot, and now the team that's actually giving you the shot and the team for which you hit a shot. Josh, I know you're a shoe guy. I think for me, with like a bone spur on my right big toe, now I'm all into damn near orthopedic level running shoes. Hey, does this have cushion? You know, give me the insoles that work. So that's the kind of shoe guy I am. I need Josh Taylor's pick right now, the expert's pick. The greatest basketball shoe ever produced.
Ooh.
Can I guess what you're going to say?
I have our producer, Steve Benko, in my ear telling me something, and he's not wrong.
I'm thinking Jordan 11.
Steve's pick is Jordan 11, Concord. I go with, I'm going to take you back to the mid-'90s here. I'm going to go Jordan 13. The Utah series, the push-off, Brian Russell. I'm going to go with those. I'm going to go with the 13s.
They've made those into golf shoes. If you can take out a second mortgage, you can buy them.
Yes, they have. Although the 11s are a close second. Their 11s are a close second.
They're sick. I will say this. I'm going to enter a dark horse entrant into the field. The T-Mac 2 Olympic team with the blue and red and striping, yes. Ooh. Don't sleep on that bad boy. White shoe, blue and red striping. Me at the White Building at Penn State, dominating pickup hoops in those bad boys.
Yes, I love
Sight to behold, Josh.
My wild card, I'm going to go with the old school pennies. Chris Rock in the Penny Dalton commercials. That's my wild card pick because those are shoes that really they transcend time and space.
So like, were your parents like all about getting the deals on those shoes? Because mine, of course, were, because even back then they were obscenely priced. My mom found the off-brand color of those pennies, the all-white ones, in my size in 7th grade for $30 when they were retailing at $140. Those got snapped up and right quickly.
Ooh. Your parents and mine needed to talk back then because mine were not on that wavelength. I was the youngest of 4 kids. I was lucky if my brother's shoes fit me, okay? That's where I was in that particular equation. I wish I had that kind of message you had, that kind of method you had going on.
They were deal hunting. They were deal hunting, man.
I didn't start having the more stylish shoes until I started buying them for myself when I started having the job. That's when things started to change for me. Now that we're completely off topic. 412-575-2600. We'll start with Kirk and Manor. Kirk, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Good. How about yourself, Kirk?
I just want to run something past you. Being a Pirate fan, it's a shame to see Skeens, Jones, Keller, even Falter perform the way they have been. They're not going to be Pirates long. Let me know what you guys think.
Thank you for the thing that we hear pretty much every day. Right, Chris? That was,
I just think Kirk's got his mind right. Like, I mean, they're going to be gone someday. Most players end up playing for at least a couple different teams, and I think it's foolish to enjoy anything that you're watching right now for what might or will happen in 6 years. So, yeah, I'm right with him. I watch these games with a completely detached, emotionless facade. Or no, it's not even a facade because it's real. A detached, emotionless expression. There it is, 101 from Paul Skeens. Well, he'll look good in pinstripes someday.
Okay.
Oh, another strikeout for Jared Jones. Whoop-de-doo.
Let's amend this because it's 2024. I keep hearing the Yankees think like we're in 2008. It's 2024. Which one becomes a Dodger first, Chris, if you had to poll yourself here?
I mean, it'll be both. I don't know. Dodgers just say,
they can technically afford both.
Him
so
too.
That's not crazy.
Him too. What's the dark horse funniest team that one of them could go to in free agency? A team that's just willing to pay like $60 million a year. I'm just thinking randomly the Seattle Mariners back up the Brinks truck for Paul Skeens someday.
I will go with Philly with just dropping stupid money out of nowhere because they love to do that. They've been doing that for years. And correct me if I'm wrong. They love to drop stupid money on players. They've even admitted using the term stupid money to drop money on players.
God, I hate admitting what I'm about to admit. That is a great baseball town. That place is an electric factory when they're good, and they are really good right now.
Our producer, Steve, is in my ear. His pick is the Astros. Let's go to Chuck in Uniontown. Chuck, you're on the Nightly Sports Call.
Fellas, thanks once again. Here you see, our failure to sweep the Dodgers. Go down the Ohio River 300 miles, and when the Dodgers played in Great American Ballpark, the Reds swept them. I said that between the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Pirates, either the Reds and the Cardinals are going to make the playoffs, but the Pirates will not, because the Pirates will just not do that pivotal thing to go out and get somebody when they're out there. When we thought the ball, like you've talked about it before, they just won't do it. It's not really that hard or that expensive. All they have to do is go do it, and they want to sit back on their hands and do nothing. This roster that they have now still needs there's something missing in it, and whatever is missing is out there, but they just will not do it. They'll come up short. It's sad, because a team with that kind of starting rotation should be in the playoffs, but if you don't do anything, you're not going to get anything, and that's the story.
Chuck broke it down. And Chris, to Chuck's point, there's a team out there in Chicago that's probably giving guys away at this point. Like, the White Sox are going to be at a point where they're going to hang the sign up where everything must go. And you got to put at least a call in there to see what it might take for Luis Robert or one of the bats in that lineup or one of the arms in that bullpen. There are some teams that are going to be giving guys away. So it's not like it's going to be that difficult of a task, but it does still require the impetus to do so.
I'm with Chuck. It's a shame for diehards like Chuck who have been with this team through thick and thin. You have the most promising top three of a starting rotation I can remember being here in a very long time, maybe in my lifetime. Don't, as my buddy Sean Gentili likes to say, don't waste the gift. The Penguins didn't waste the Crosby-Malkin gift. Don't waste the Skeens gift.
I have been talking for, 4 or 5 years now about the secret to being successful now is kids in pitching, is having young talent in the positions and having good pitching. The pitching's here. You got to put the rest together. It's on them now to find whatever cracks need to be filled. They need to find the leaks and plug the holes. We got to take a break. We will wrap up when we come back. Stick around.